I'm going to share with you right now the hostile events attack cycle. This is something used in the intelligence world. My name is Jason Hanson. I'm a former CIA officer, and high net worth individuals, they bring me into their homes. I spend a day there, and we do a tremendous amount to make sure their home is virtually intruder proof. That way, heaven forbid, some wacko doesn't break into their home at 3 a.m. and do horrible things. So the hostile events attack cycle applies to home invasions. I'm going to walk you through it right now. That way you can shore up your home defenses, because I don't have to tell you that crime is out of control, that prosecutors are, slap on the wrist for everybody, and criminals are more emboldened than ever. So they're not afraid. So let's start the hostile events attack cycle. Step one is, let's say you've got two criminals, and these are probably hardened guys. They've probably done it once or twice, or they've gotten away with it. And they say, hey, we need some money for our next drug fix, or we need some money for whatever. And they say to themselves, what is the best way to get this money? Let's do a home invasion. Okay. We know we can get money easily that way. Next, step two in the hostile events attack cycle is, okay, we want to do a home invasion. Let's go find a neighborhood where we think it's going to be worth our while. So let's locate a wealthy neighborhood or suburb where we think if we break into that home that it's gonna give us a lot of money, it's gonna give us cash, jewelry, guns, or whatever. Step three of the hostile events attack cycle is target selection. So we've got our criminals, likely more than one of them, because birds of a feather. And so these criminals have located the general neighborhood area. Target selection is they are driving up and down that street saying, okay, which house looks like it has security measures, which house looks like it's gonna be easy to break into, which house is gonna offer the path of least resistance. That way we can get in there easily, get out of there easily. We don't have to worry about the cops coming. We don't have to worry about anybody harming us. So target selection, step three. Step four in the cycle is surveillance. So remember, we're dealing with pros here, not their first rodeo. And once they've picked out that house, once they've picked out your house, your neighbor's house, whose ever house, it's surveillance time. So they're going to watch and see, okay, who lives there? Does it look like it's going to be somebody who's 95-year-old grandma who's not going to cause us a lot of problems? It'll be super easy to break into. Or is it the world's strongest man who maybe we don't want to break into him? So they're going to watch and see who lives there, and also what times you come and go. Okay, they leave work for work at 9 o'clock every day. They come home at 6 o'clock every day, or hey, they never leave, or at night, they're always there. So they're going to run surveillance to see who is there, to see, okay, is this still a place where we want to break into? After they've run surveillance and they say, yes, this is a house that we're going to break into and rob, the next step is pre-attack operations. That's just a fancy way of saying, okay, we need to get all the gear we're going to need. For a criminal, for this home invasion, they may say, okay, well, we need some ski masks. We need a gun. I want a crowbar. We need to get John, who's going to be our getaway driver. They're going to gather all the guns and gear that they think they need to successfully execute this home invasion. After that, the next step in the hostile events attack cycle is the actual home invasion itself. That's when at 1 a.m., they kick in the front door. They hope that John Doe homeowner is, scared, is not prepared, doesn't have really any good security measures in place, because they didn't observe it on the outside, so they're still hoping that on the inside there's no security measures in place. They hope they can terrify him with a gun. They hope that they can tie him, they can duct tape him to a chair in the kitchen, and that they can get all the jewelry, all the cash, all the electronics, all that kind of stuff. And the final and seventh step in the hostile events attack cycle is the escape. So how are they going to get out of there? As I said, they've got their getaway car there. They have their getaway car, or if something goes wrong, okay, where do we run to? What backyards can we get through? That way we are not caught by the police. Of course, now you know the hostile events attack cycle. You want to make sure that you're not victim of a home invasion. It's easy to do. When I go do these home defense or home security audits for these high net worth individuals, it still amazes me that the vast majority of people have no external security signs. They have no cameras. They have no alarm sign. So please put an alarm sign in your front yard. That way, when that criminal is doing the target selection process, he sees, okay, these 5 guys have alarm signs, but these 25 guys have no alarm signs. Same thing with cameras. Okay, this guy's got a camera, this guy doesn't have a camera. Obviously, get cameras. They're very inexpensive days. You should have cameras all around your house. Of course, at the front entrance, but any entrances. Have solar motion sensor lights. Make sure that even if the electricity's out, if some criminal is snooping around your neighborhood or snooping around your house, they can be well lit up. And solar motion sensor lights are awesome. You can buy ones that are actual street lights, that are solar street lights that are incredibly bright, that you can stick to the side of a house, that you can stick on a long driveway. Speaking of driveways, a lot of the people I work with have very long driveways. Make sure you have a driveway alarm. So as soon as somebody drives down your driveway or walks down your driveway, you hear a ding in your house. You hear that doorbell chime going off. That way you know, hey, somebody's coming down our driveway right now. I have a lot of people that have these fancy back bike path areas in their house. If you have a separate entrance in the rear of your house that's a bike path or whatever, have a driveway alarm on that, because criminals are idiots, meaning they're going to see, okay, there's a path, I'm going to take that one. They're not the world's brightest people, which is why they are criminals. So if you have some type of exterior entrance that leads to your house, absolutely put a driveway alarm on that. These driveway alarms, you go to Home Depot, you buy a stake, you screw it into the stake, you hammer the stake in to the side of your driveway or to the side of your bike path, and when they come by, it sets off that alarm. So you don't have to be a handyman. It's super easy to use. Of course, have a dog if you can. If not, have a dog bowl. Have dog toys. If a criminal's casing your house, he may say, hey, I see signs of a dog, and while I don't know for sure, I know that none of the other neighbors show any signs of a dog. If the criminal still breaks in, if all that exterior stuff doesn't deter him, which hopefully it will, you've got to be prepared at 3 a.m. So do you have some kind of door jammer? Do you have there's a device called a night lock, which is basically a metal thing that you slide in, that way somebody can't kick in your doors. As for me, I've got guns. I've got 2 guns on my nightstand in rapid access safes because I've got young children. My wife has a gun on her nightstand in a rapid access safe. That way, if our alarm goes off in the middle of the night, I can grab my flashlight gun very quickly and be out doing what I need to do. So make sure you have some type of weapon, whether it's a giant knife, whether it's a tomahawk. I have a lot of people use tomahawks. Go to freetomahawk.com if you want to see the tomahawk that I recommend. So you may not want a gun, but you may want to use a baseball bat. Have something near your nightstand. That way, when that alarm goes off, you can grab it and you're ready to rock and roll. Now that you know the complete hostage events attack cycle, I pray that obviously you never become a victim of a home invasion, but I think there's a home invasion every 15 seconds in this country. So please do what you can do to protect your home. Make sure that when those criminals are in the target selection process, that you are the one who is never, ever selected. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope you subscribe to this channel. If you subscribe, it would be doing me a big favor. I would greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson, and my mission in life is to keep you safer, to keep your family safer, to make sure that in this crazy and unpredictable world that we live in, that we are not victims, that we do the things we need to do to survive. So again, please subscribe, and God bless you. God bless your family.